Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Keira. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. I welcome you into our prayer corner together. We're going to begin with our breath, the breath of love, where we breathe love in and we breathe fear out of our bodies. For our cells can only follow one master, fear or love. And as we breathe love into our bodies may recalibrate the frequency of love. And love is the frequency of God, and love is the frequency of abundance, and love is the frequency of health. So we're going to breathe in, letting love move into the very cells of our body, breathing out all the fear. And again. And out. One more. And I want you to notice that just with 3 simple breaths, how the frequency inside of your body begins to change. That you may know how simple it is to receive different results. And it all begins from within. I'm going to read you a message that God gave me on a day that I had gone in and asked for more provisions. If you are an entrepreneur and you are running an empire, then you know this is the prayer of most days. God, please send in more income to provide for my team, for my employees, for the growth, for the ads. And I was in prayer asking for more provisions, and God gave me this message. Now, I love this. If you're not from Idaho, you don't know this about cornfields, okay? But what God said here is true, all right? These are the words that I received. The cornfields can be used for many purposes. To feed humans, it has to be harvested on time. To feed the animals, it is harvested late. Each one serves, but each purpose, hold on. Each one serves each purpose, but has its own time of harvest. Trust my timing. Trust that the harvest is coming and that miracles will abound. Such a beautiful message of hope and such a beautiful witness of timing, right? Today, I invite you to put into God whatever your desires are, whatever you've been asking for. And we're going to ask that God will transfigure them into the miracle that you seek. So we're going to pick it up. We're going to put it into God. We're going to ask. We're going to ask that God may transfigure this to match the frequency of miracles. Then we are going to ask that God will touch our cells, that our cells may match the frequency of the vision that we desire. And then we're going to ask that God will place his hands on our head to give us a blessing, that we may receive the words that are for us today. And I'm going to be quiet while you pray. Take a nice deep breath in, allowing the words that you receive to be written within the cells of your body. We're going to open our palms and ask God, what is the number one action that I need to do today to fulfill my visions, to fulfill my purpose, to bring in abundance? Get very clear on what you want the action to serve. What result are you seeking for? And you're going to listen and receive. We're going to ask our angels that they may open up pathways for us today, and that we may be held, that we may be held in safety as we move with God, that we may be held in peace and faith, may be the rhythm of our bodies. May today be a day of miracles for you. May today be a day where you rise in your gifts, and that you speak the truths that you've been called to speak, and that you live in alignment with the divine. And with that, my love, I thank you for wandering into the sacred. And I will see you tomorrow morning in our prayer corner. Thank you for wandering into the sacred with me today. If this episode moved or inspired you, I encourage you to share it. Think of someone who needs this message today and text it to them. Let's add more light to the world by welcoming people into our prayer corner together. I also want to invite you to create your own prayer corner at home, a space set apart where you can return again and again to hear God's voice. To support you, I've created the Sacred Space course, which guides you step by step in locating, creating, and dedicating your very own sacred space. You're also welcome into the Sacred Wandering Facebook group, where you can share the blessings that God is giving you and be uplifted by others walking this path. You can find both of these resources in the show notes, or just send me a DM on Instagram at Keira Brinton, and me or my team will send them directly to you. I want to thank you for being one of the rare humans who chooses to sit at the foot of God, to ask, listen, and do. And as always, I want to thank you for wandering into the sacred with me.